So check it out, we got some cool stuff going on in the shop. Let me take you in and show you what's going on. What we got going down in here has kind of stalled out some of the videos for the last week, but you know, the end game is going to be worth it, and we've got a lot of other stuff we can do today, so I'll take you along for that ride. But let's see the shop. So here we go. We're putting in a lift. So I don't have a lift yet or anything, but I did hire a contractor to re-engineer the trusses up here to give us about 3 feet more space up on the top. These ceilings are 10 feet tall, so you can't even put a lift in here and get a car up, because you know the top of the vehicle will just hit the roof and you won't have any room underneath of it to work. So I hired a contractor. He's kind of fitting me in when he can. He re-engineered these trusses and supported them. So basically from this upright right here to that upright right there, this entire bottom section will be gone. And then we've got our reinforcements up there. So, you know, this has this nice ridge vent that's transparent. It adds a lot of light in here, believe it or not. So we'll get to utilize some of that. I don't know eventually what'll happen, but it was covered up with this 1-inch foil back styrofoam that I had, you know, just to kind of keep the heat from this wood burning stove down a little bit. So, you know, it didn't take so long to heat up and we would lose a ton of heat up in the ridge here and up in this peak. So hopefully, you know, I don't lose a ton. I do have this radiant tube heater that's going to be installed. I just switched it over to natural gas. Originally I bought it and it was for propane, but we decided to go natural gas. So it's been switched over the other day. The contractor's going to install that too. It's got to basically start over there, and then it's a 30-foot tube, and then it's got to exit out this wall. So he's going to do all that. It has to have a roof extension over it to, you know, keep snow melt and stuff from crashing off of the roof and breaking the vent off of it. So here's a lot of the vent stuff, you know, things. So it just kind of hangs out, and you don't want this to get broken off of the side of the barn. So anyway, he's going to take care of all that. Wood burning stove is what we're going to do today. There's a bunch of wood outside. We're going to cut some wood for it. But yeah, this thing is, this guy's been working on it for a little over a week. He's just fitting me in whenever he can. So I'm pretty grateful for that. And at the end of the day, we'll be able to put a lift in. I don't know that much about lifts other than symmetrical and asymmetrical. I'm looking for maybe a 2-post symmetrical. Put it in there. I'll have to cut out some pads and pour some deeper pads here. There's a bunch of, you know, conflicting information online. Some people say, you know, you can put in your hoist and anchor it down to a 4-inch slab. This is a 4-inch slab, maybe a little bit more. But, you know, I like to err on the side of caution. Think that maybe it's humped up in the middle, and that might be minimum of 4, might even be 3.5. Who knows? It's never cracked. But that doesn't really tell me anything. So Benpack, their lifts is like 36 to 48-inch square pad, undercut inside, 12 inches deep. You know, a lot of concrete work there. So I don't know what I'm going to exactly do. And again, I don't have a lift just yet, so I have to track one down. I haven't been able to find one for a decent price online. So you can let me know in the comments what your experience is with lifts and what you like, and you know what to look for and whatnot. And then yeah, so we'll get this thing going. You can see it's all reinforced up there. Looks pretty cool. Again, all of this bottom stuff will all be removed. Be able to tuck a vehicle up in there. So I kind of used my XJ and my D150 as a template for how high this all needs to be, and you know what vehicles I'll probably work on the most size wise. Rusty Ram should still tuck up in here, so it shouldn't be a big issue with that. And then the rest is the overhead storage. So basically from the end of this, you know, styrofoam here forward, so it's about 16 feet, that's going to be reinforced and used for overhead storage. So he's going to kind of reinforce the trusses and the bottom a little bit. It's all going to be, you know, floored with some OSB. I think he's got like 1/2 inch or 3/4, something like that. So it should be able to support a bunch of weight. All of these bins and all this stuff that just kind of sits around taking up room, you know, that'll be really nice to be able to squirrel away up in there. He wants to put in some stairs, but I think the stairs beyond the fact that they're quite a bit more money, you know, it's going to take away a lot of room in here. So it isn't that big. It's a 30 by 40 pole barn, but having the overhead storage that can support, you know, I don't know, however much weight it can be. He said I'll be able to store like everything except for engine blocks and things like that up there. So that's pretty nice. So it's, you know, you still have this weird kind of peak thing. I don't know if you can tell, but all of these will have to stay the same up in there. And I'll have that middle kind of triangle area there to kind of walk through, and you know, the boards will go over to the side. So we'll have a lot of room up here. So it should clean this place up and give me some more, you know, room to work on stuff and put some machines here and there, move things around. So that's it. That's what's going on in the shop. Again, he's kind of helping me out by fitting me in when he can. So it's taken quite a bit longer than, you know, I would have liked. It's not an astronomical amount of work, but it's pretty cool that, you know, he was able to fit me in so we can get this stuff done by winter. But winter, that's kind of the other thing. I'm running out of wood. So yeah, we don't have any good wood anymore. So I bought me a new chainsaw. The other one was total friggin' garbage. So yeah, we're gonna go out there in the woods. I've got the Rusty Ram outfitted. We're gonna use the little black trailer. Got me some jumper cables, and I put my winch on the back of it. So I got this thing with the Jeep. Whenever I bought that, this was just one of the things I got with that white car hauler there. So it's on a receiver, so I can slide it right in there. I tested it out, works good. It's got a wireless remote, so got that. Went and picked up a couple of things. Here's a, you know, pretty nice snatch block here, and then, you know, big D-ring. So I can pull the trees away from me instead of like right on top of my head. So today, I don't know if you guys care or not, but our project, because I haven't been able to work on anything else, is to go out and cut some trees, cut some wood, and kind of stockpile our stuff up. It's you know, the leaves are changing, as you can see out there. So we don't have a ton of time here in Michigan before the snow is going to be flying or it's going to be miserably cold. So we're going to go out and cut some trees, stockpile some wood. We're going to use the wood-burning stove in the wintertime to supplement the natural gas radiant tube heater and save me some money. Well, I hooked up the trailer to the old Rusty Ram. I pulled the winch off, so it's just sitting there. I'll put it back on in a few. But right now, we got to go way out there. So that's where we're going. She might be old and crusty, super rusty. Look at that hawk out there. But, she'll tow a trailer through the woods or through the field. Man, this thing is bumpy. You can just see, look at the trailer, how much it bounces just getting through here. This is why I can't do much out in the field. It's just super gnarly out here. So, big truck like this wouldn't take long to break the front end right off of it. Well, not right off of it, but you know what I mean. It'd be pretty rough on it. Yeah, it's bad out here. We had a guy one time come and hay this out, so he planted hay out here, and he would come by and cut it, and he would take it, and you know, he wanted it for free. So whatever, we weren't using it. So out of the goodness of our heart, we let him use our property for free to get hay, and he would just come out here in his tractor, no matter what condition it was, and just destroy. Like, he just cut so many ruts. It used to be pretty smooth out here. He cut so many ruts out here with his big tractor and then just left it. He would never maintain it and make it nice. So he just walked away from it one day and left us with a field that we can barely even drive something in. So no good deed, you know. Anyway, I kind of cut a little hole for us to kind of get back in there. But things have overgrown so much since I was out here last that I don't think we're going to be able to get this truck into there. It's pretty nice out here in the country. Anyhow, we have our little spot here. I've always kind of driven into this area in my Jeeps and Land Cruisers and stuff like that. These trees weren't here before. It's been a long time since I've been out here in the woods, but you can see got some pretty big oaks, and then there's a lot of elms and ash trees. This one's dead. So You know, there's a bunch of low-hanging fruit right here. This one's dead as well, or pretty doggone close to it. So they all seem to die out here. They get, what is it, Dutch elm disease, they die. The emerald ash borers, or a beetle, they come in and wipe out the ash trees. They get just to a certain point and then they're just done. They die. So a lot of these dead ones out here on the ground are all ash trees. And then I think over here is a cool woodpecker nest, or whatever you call them. Yeah, you can see where the woodpeckers have been hanging out. So yeah, tons of wood out here. So should definitely keep us going for the winter. That will cut the heating costs of the shop down to fractions. All I got to do is keep the shop above freezing with the radiant tube heater, and then I'll be able to pull it up to 50 or whatever degrees. Super easy with some wood. That'll cut the cost down quite a bit. All right, let's see how we can get this thing done. Disengage. All right, this is how I got this thing set up. It's wrapped around. This isn't a very strong strap, but it should be enough to hold that. So we're going to run the cable through this over to this dead tree, because it's all gnarled up in that, you know, that dead oak limb. I don't want that coming down on my head. So instead, I'm going to cut it down here, then use the winch to break it the rest of the way and pull it this way. So, if all goes right, it'll work. The way I'm going to work this is just use jumper cables from the front of the truck, where the battery is. This is the only vehicle that I have. I don't want to take my dad's brand new pickup out here. Potentially get a flat. I mean, there's a lot of sticks and stuff that poke up. I caught a stick in one of these tires a couple years ago. Totally jammed it through and popped it off the bead. So, you know, I don't want to do that to my dad's truck. And there we go. We'll put a little bit of slack on it. I'm going to go fire up the saw. We're going to cut that thing and then pull it over. All right, let's see what happens. Well, it's dragging the truck. Guess I didn't cut it enough. Or it's hanging up on that tree. There's almost nothing holding it now. We'll see if it works this time. Okay, there we go. Put some pressure on that, that's for sure. And that's how I'm going to cut a bunch of wood. not too bad. The sling on the tractor helps a ton. That new chainsaw is sweet. So I'll probably bring you along for felling, the trees, but cutting it up. Do you want to see that? Do you want to see somebody cut wood? You let me know. The winch, I don't know. The winch would be handy for a lot of the stuff in here. Might have been overkill for what I just did. But I'll tell you what, I've seen these big branches from these oaks come down, and they're crazy. These things will kill you. Crush anything you got underneath of it. There's a bunch out there that came down. So just trying to keep myself out of harm's way. I'm just out here by myself. Not the smartest thing in the world to do, but I don't have any help. So if I can get a lot of the trees out from underneath here, I think we'll be good to go. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't know where the video is going to end. If there's something really cool that comes up, I'll bring you along for that. It took me quite a while to actually get set up today, figuring out what I need, because we only have one trailer hitch out of all of this stuff. So I'm going to try to maybe put one on the XJ, front mounted one for a receiver to mount the winch to it. I don't know, we'll see. They're like $185. This is nice and heavy. This thing's a workout. These, on the other hand, those are not going to last very long in the fireplace. I did remember that I had another hitch, so I got that going. I'll tell you, this thing is an animal. Oh, now I just dulled the blade. Great! MS-271, thing's a beast. So I got all of them out today. But that's the way you got to do it sometimes. So I'll be honest with you, I really don't know how to make cutting wood exciting. It's not like we have giant trees out here that are some big show to bring down or whatever like that. So once you've seen one of these little trees get cut, you've pretty much seen them all. I don't know how to make it any more interesting than that. I could guess just endless footage of me cutting down these little tiny logs or whatever. I don't know if you guys want to see that or not, but you can let me know in the comments below. We got some rain rolling in. It is fall in Michigan, so we're running low on days, which are nice to do things. Let me know what you guys want to see. If you want to see me cut more wood, I'll cut more wood. I did the electronics repair on the Jeep, and no one really seemed to be too interested in that. So, kind of is what it is. I don't really know what you guys want to see. This channel was started as kind of like a vlog of like the things that I do with my life here, just out here for some friends and whatnot. And it kind of is what it is. So it's kind of evolved a little bit into, wow, there's a cool hawk. Anyway, it's kind of more like a car channel now. So I don't blame you guys for not wanting to see, stuff like this. But help me figure out what you want to see so I can try to do what I can do. Rusty Ram still needs some love. Jeep needs some love. My truck still isn't finished, but I kind of need the hoist to do that. It is what it is. Hopefully the barn will be finished soon and I can track down a hoist and we'll get everything all set in there. All right, I'm going to slip this tree into the video somewhere. It's a pretty big one. I'll show you what it is. Typical thing, I think the emerald ash borers got in there and wiped it out. So we're going to use the truck and the winch on this one. It's pretty big. It's pretty tall. Let's check it out. It's this big daddy right here. Goes way on up there. I can tell it's not an aspen by the way it is. So I don't know what it is. Ash? I don't know. Whatever. The bark's all falling off. You can see the rot at the bottom here. But she's pretty good size around. You know, pretty decent sized tree. I don't know if my blade is 18 inches. Let's see, where's my saw at? There it is. So there we go for comparison. It's a pretty big tree. Goes way up there. So my idea is right here. I've got my snatch block on that tree right there. So hopefully it'll just pull it straight on down this way. Find a spot for the camera that hopefully won't get taken out. But yeah, hopefully it'll just pull right down through. I'm pretty sure it's going to get snagged in all these branches, but there's no other place for it to go. We're going to cut all these things up in the next couple of days or whatever. It's been raining, so, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, we got a little bit of sun, so peeking on through. I don't know if it'll make it more dramatic with the lighting or what, but you can see we got our tree here with our thing on it. Hopefully we can pull it straight on through. Anyway, snake the Dodge back in here. We're going to hook it all up. Cut the bottom there. Cut a wedge out of the bottom of the tree. Yeah. See what happens. I should be far enough out of the way. It's a wireless winch, so yeah. Anyway, I think I told you all this stuff before, but I've already been working on this for 3 or 4 days out here. I can't remember everything I told you. You can see all the little beetle marks under the bark. Bark's just totally roached. You know, just falls right off. So anyways, got it looped up here. Back here. Take it in a little bit. There we go. There's not really any tension on it. Just a little tiny bit. Just to keep it up there. Cut the wedge in the tree. Then it should just hopefully pull over if we're lucky. It's gonna end up coming right into this direction, so I gotta find a spot for you guys once I cut it. Yeah, should be all right. I don't have a wedge, and I don't like being underneath these trees. So, you know, the wedges, you cut a slot in it, you pound a wedge in with a big axe or a hammer, and then it forces the tree over in case you don't do a lot of tree cutting, which I don't really. But anyway, this is how we're going to do it today. Because I'm a one-man operation, and this is the safest that I can be. Hopefully it doesn't take out the truck. That would suck. I don't think it will, though. That should about do it. I don't think it's going to come down on you, but if it does, it's going to totally shatter the camera. We'll see. I don't think it's going to hit you. Nice. That worked out. Look at that. Perfect. Did get hung up in the branches a tad bit, but you know, it came down pretty nice. Couldn't ask for much more than that. Look how rotten it is, filled with ants. All the little ants will have to find a new home. Yeah, all rotten. Anyway, should be quite a bit. I mean, it was like a perfect fall too, so pulled it right down through there. Now we just gotta cut it all up. Snatch block right there, it's like 30 bucks or so, 35 at Harbor Freight. If you do any winching or whatever, I highly recommend getting a snatch block so all of the pressure from whatever you're pulling doesn't come straight back through the window of the truck and kill you. That'll happen, especially with what do you call it? The snatch straps, just the regular old like seatbelt style long straps. Those things break and they're under a ton of pressure. They'll shoot right back through the windshields and take you out instantly. So always kind of divert your angle here, you know, any way that you can to keep yourself safe. 35 bucks. The clevis there, I don't know, what is it, another 15 or something. And then, I don't know, $10 for that strap. I mean, it's cheap insurance in case something does go wrong. At least you won't die. Well, all right. Might not seem like it on video, but this stuff actually takes quite a bit longer than you might think. So it's been days and days and days. I figure we'll go inside, kind of end off this video, and see how much has gotten done on the old shop. Well, I'm not a carpenter, so I can't really tell you, you know, how far he's gotten or how far he's got to go. I don't really know. Looks like he's done quite a bit, though. He did say that the roof was sagging a little bit, so these are some big 2x12x16s that are supporting the roof more now. He's got a bunch of wood still that he's got to put up somewhere here. I'm assuming that all of this OSB is maybe for the overhead storage. Some of it, at least. I do remember now that he was saying that that pattern there is apparently going on the sides to, I don't know, reinforce something. Again, I'm not really a carpenter. I can do in-home stuff like put up some walls and whatnot, but when it comes to this type of stuff, I really have no idea. So that's why I hired someone to do it. I don't know what I'm doing. But this is the state of the shop right now. I can't really work out here. It'd be pretty rude for me to try to do some projects in the guy's way and all that stuff. So that's the way it is. I don't know how long it's going to be like this or how long it'll be before I can get in here and actually start doing some fun stuff. So that's the shop update for right now. I don't know when it'll be done. I don't know what videos will be being released. I have no idea. If you guys don't want to watch cutting wood and, you know, fixing electronics or something like that, there's not a whole lot I can really do to interest you guys or whatever. So let me know in the comments, you know, and I still don't even have a lift yet right now to even put in. And I've been looking around online and, you know, the prices and stuff are all over the place, like $9,000, $6,000, $3,000, all these brands I've never heard of before. And I don't really know that much about lifts other than I'd like to get a symmetrical 2-post. So if you know anything about those, let me know in the comments below, you know, whatever, because I don't really know that much about them. And that's it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what videos I'll be releasing. If nobody wants to watch like wood cutting and welding D-rings and stuff, I'm not sure what else I can do for right now, but that's it. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so the channel can continue to grow. And I appreciate all your support. And I'll catch you on the next one.